Have you ever felt like your own mind is your worst enemy? That a silent storm is raging inside you, stealing your peace during the day and keeping you awake at night? It's the feeling of being locked in a room with the most relentless critic, one who replays your past mistakes on a loop and paints the darkest scenarios for the future. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, bombards us with information, and makes us believe that we must constantly think, plan, analyze, and optimize. As a result, our minds turn into an endless labyrinth full of dead ends and false paths, from which there seems to be no escape. This state, known as overthinking, is not just a bad habit. It is a mental prison we build for ourselves brick by brick, with every anxious thought. But what if I told you that the key to silence and peace is already within you? What if there is a path tested for millennia that can not just temporarily relieve the symptoms but permanently quiet this inner chaos? In this video, we won't be talking about temporary solutions or quick life hacks that lose their power after a few days. We will dive into the ancient wisdom of Buddhism, which offers not just advice, but a fundamental transformation of your perception. I will share with you 6 powerful lessons that, if you truly understand and begin to practice them, have the power to silence your mind forever. This isn't a magic pill, but a map that will guide you from the noisy jungle of your mind to the quiet and clear lake of inner peace. Stay with me until the end, and I promise you will leave not just with new knowledge, but with a practical toolkit to help you find the clarity, calm, and deep inner peace you have been searching for. This is a journey that will change your life. Let's begin it together. Lesson 1. Focus on the present moment. How often does your mind carry you far away? You're sitting here, watching this video, but your thoughts, where are they? Perhaps they are replaying an awkward conversation from yesterday, analyzing every word, every pause, searching for hidden meaning. Or maybe they're already in tomorrow, making endless to-do lists and worrying about a meeting that hasn't even started. The past and the future are the 2 greatest thieves that steal the only thing we truly have, the present. This constant escape from the present is the root of our suffering. We live either in the shadow of regret or in the fog of anxiety. The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This sounds deceptively simple, doesn't it? But within this simplicity lies an incredible, liberating power. The only time we have is now. The past is a ghost, a collection of memories that we color with our present emotions. The future is an illusion, a figment of our imagination, a projection of our hopes, and more often, our fears. Life happens only in this second, right now. Let's do a little experiment. Don't just listen. Do this with me, right now. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, feeling the cool air enter your nostrils. Hold it for a second, and take a long, slow exhale through your mouth, letting go of all tension. Now pay attention to your senses. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the weight of your body in your chair or on the sofa, the pressure of your clothes on your skin. Listen to the sounds around you. Don't label them as good or bad. Don't name them. Just notice them as vibrations in the air. The ticking of a clock, the noise from outside, the hum of the refrigerator, the sound of my voice. What do you see right in front of you? Don't just look, but see the colors, the shapes, the shadows. This is the present moment. For a few seconds, you have returned home to your body, to your life. At first, the mind will resist desperately. It is used to wandering, that is its job. It will throw thoughts at you. This is silly. I need to think about. Your task is not to fight it, Simply notice that the mind has wandered, and gently, without judgment, as if bringing back a disobedient but beloved puppy, return your attention to your breath, to the sensations in your body. Every time you do this, you weaken the grip of anxiety. Imagine the story of a monk and his disciple walking alongside a raging river. The disciple, full of fear, hesitated on the bank. He thought about how strong the current might be, that he might slip on a rock, that he would be swept away. The monk, noticing this, said calmly, "Do not be afraid. The river always flows, but the only way to cross is by fully trusting the present moment and taking one step at a time." This story is a beautiful metaphor for our lives. We cannot cross the river of life by constantly thinking about past mistakes or future dangers. The only way to move forward with peace in our hearts is to be fully present in each step, trusting the flow of the moment. Your overanalysis, your what-ifs, that is the fear on the riverbank. Let it go. Take a step. Feel the water beneath your feet. Life is moving, and we must move with it. Right here, right now. Lesson 2. Stop fighting what you cannot control. The second lesson concerns one of the most exhausting and pointless habits of our mind, the attempt to control the uncontrollable. We replay scenarios in our heads over and over, trying to anticipate and prevent all possible negative outcomes. We worry about what other people might think of us, about the political situation, about the weather on our wedding day. We hold on tightly to things that are beyond our power, and this grip exhausts us. The more we think, the more we suffer. It's like trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through, leaving you with empty hands and a sense of defeat. The Buddha taught that suffering is caused not by external events, but by our attachment to them. Think about this deeply. It is not the traffic jam itself that makes us suffer, but our furious attachment to the idea that we must arrive on time. It is not another person's criticism that hurts us, but our attachment to an image of a perfect self who never makes mistakes. Our desperate desire for reality to match our expectations is the source of our pain. So how do we break this vicious cycle? The first step is to honestly and bravely let go of the illusion of control. It's an illusion our ego loves, but it has nothing to do with reality. We cannot control the weather, the economy, the actions of other people, or even what they think about us. Trying to do so is like fighting the wind. It is pointless and only drains our energy. Here's a practical exercise you can do every time you feel stuck in a cycle of worry. Take a sheet of paper and draw a small circle in the center. Inside this circle, write down everything that is within your direct and complete control. For example, if you are worried about an upcoming job interview, you might write inside the circle, my preparation, my appearance, my attitude, how I answer questions, my politeness. Now, outside this circle, write down everything that is beyond your control. The interviewer's decision, the questions they will ask, the other candidates, their mood, the traffic on the way. Look at this sheet. Your energy and your attention are limited resources. Stop wasting them on what is outside the circle. Focus 100% on what is inside. Do your absolute best within your circle of control, and then release the outcome. If you catch yourself thinking about something from the outer area, tell yourself mentally, "This is outside of my control. I am letting it go." Imagine you are holding a heavy stone in your hand. This stone is your anxiety about what you cannot change. You can carry it with you all day, and your hand will get tired, then your shoulder will hurt, and then your whole body will ache. Or you can simply unclench your fingers and let it drop. Feel the lightness that comes with this action. A wise monk told a story about a man who was pushing a huge boulder up a hill with all his might. No matter how hard he tried, the stone would not budge. Exhausted, the man began to complain about the injustice of the world. The monk approached and simply asked, "Why are you pushing something that won't move? Let it go, and your path will become clear." This story teaches us that our struggle against reality only drains our energy. Sometimes the most powerful and wise action is not to push harder, but to let go completely. Remember, letting go is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is freedom. Free your mind from the chains of overanalyzing what you cannot control, and you will discover the peace that has always been waiting for you. Lesson 3. Simplicity is the key to happiness and peace. In the modern world, it is easy to get lost in the chaos. Consumer culture screams at us that to be happy, we need more. More money, more things, more achievements, more followers, more experiences. Our lives are filled with distractions, endless obligations, and a constant stream of expectations, both from others and from ourselves. We worry about everything. Our work, our relationships, our appearance, our future. We become overwhelmed by the complexity of life, as if each new worry is another weight we place on our shoulders. But Buddhism teaches us a powerful, almost revolutionary truth. Simplicity is the key to happiness and peace. It's not about chasing some ideal or striving for more. It's about consciously letting go of what no longer serves us and returning to the essence of what truly matters. The Buddha often spoke of the importance of simplicity, not just in our actions, but in our thoughts as well. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha shares a profound insight. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. This means that happiness is not a destination you will reach after buying a new car or getting a promotion. Happiness is found in the simplicity of each moment, in the quiet and peace that arise when we stop complicating life with endless worries, desires, and mental noise. Imagine your mind is a room. Over time, without even noticing, we clutter it with unnecessary furniture, old resentments we sit on, future fears that block the doorway, other people's opinions gathering dust in the corner, material desires that take up all the free space. Soon, the room becomes so crowded that it's impossible to breathe or move freely. Simplifying your life is like decluttering this room. Ruthlessly, but with love for yourself, you carry out everything that is unnecessary, leaving only what is truly valuable and functional. And suddenly there is space, light, and air. Your mind becomes clear and calm. By simplifying our lives, we free ourselves from the heavy burden of unnecessary stress and anxiety. We stop overthinking and return to the present moment where everything we need is already here. Think about it. How much of the mental clutter in your life is truly necessary? How much of the stress you feel is self-created by focusing on things you can't control or that don't actually matter? Zen monks live by a principle known as shibumi, which refers to the beauty and elegance of simplicity. It's the understanding that life's most profound truths are often hidden in the simplest of moments. When you clear away the noise and distractions, you open yourself up to a world of clarity. Life doesn't have to be so complicated. Every action, every breath, every moment becomes more meaningful when you stop overloading your mind with unnecessary thoughts. Happiness doesn't require a complicated plan or constant striving. It is found in the small everyday moments, in the aroma of morning coffee, in a quiet morning, in a simple conversation with a loved one, in the warmth of the sun on your face, in the sound of the wind in the trees. Start small. Simplify your morning routine. Declutter your desk. Unsubscribe from news feeds that cause you anxiety. Learn to say no to things that don't resonate with your soul. Every step toward simplicity is a step toward inner silence. Lesson 4. Your thoughts come and go, and they do not define you. How many times have we felt completely overwhelmed by our thoughts, as if they are drowning us in a sea of confusion and doubt? Our minds become cluttered, like a stormy sky filled with dark, swirling clouds that seem to have no end. Every thought, whether from the past, present, or future, adds to the chaos, until we can barely hear ourselves think. It feels as if we are stuck in a mental fog, unable to escape. But the Buddha offers us a profound way to navigate this mental storm. He teaches us to view our thoughts like clouds in the sky, impermanent, fleeting, and constantly changing. Just like clouds that drift by in the blink of an eye, our thoughts come and go, and they do not define us. The wisdom of the Buddha reminds us that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness observing them. He once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This is a powerful reminder that how we perceive and engage with our thoughts shapes our reality. The problem is that we attach ourselves to every thought that arises. We identify with them, allowing them to take control of our minds. If the thought, "I am a failure," comes, we don't just observe it, we become it. But just like the clouds in the sky, our thoughts are temporary visitors in the vast sky of our mind. Imagine you are sitting by a calm river, watching the water flow smoothly past you. You notice leaves floating downstream. One leaf is a thought about work, another is a memory from childhood, a third is a worry about money. Do you reach out to grab every leaf, trying to stop it, examine it, control it? No. You let them float by, knowing that new leaves will come and the river will continue to flow, unhurried and unchanged. In the same way, we can learn to let our thoughts come and go without clinging to them. This is a key shift in perception. You are not the thought. You are the space in which the thought arises. You are the sky, not the cloud. You are the river, not the leaf. When a thought arises, whether it's a worry, a regret, or a fleeting idea, we can simply acknowledge it, mentally say, "Hello, thought," or even label it, thinking, and then let it pass without getting caught up in its story. The more we practice this, the easier it becomes to release our thoughts. And over time, we find that the storm of overthinking naturally begins to calm down. When we let go of our attachment to thoughts, we are not trying to suppress or push them away. That would be just another form of struggle. We are simply allowing them to flow, knowing they will pass. With this change in mindset, we begin to experience more inner calm, less mental clutter, and a greater sense of freedom. You are the pure awareness, not the fleeting content of your mind. Lesson 5. Practice mindfulness. Anchor yourself in your breath. In a world that moves faster every day, our minds often feel like race cars without brakes, overloaded with thoughts, worries, and distractions. The mind jumps from one thought to the next, creating an endless cycle of overthinking and stress. But there is a simple yet profound practice that can help us break this cycle and find peace. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present, paying attention to the moment without judgment. It is about observing our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without getting swept away by them. It's not about controlling or forcing the mind to be silent, but rather about allowing ourselves to be aware of what is happening right now, without attachment and without trying to change anything. One of the most effective and accessible ways to practice mindfulness is to focus on your breath. Your breath is always with you. It is always happening in the present moment. When you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, or when your thoughts start spiraling out of control, simply return to your breath. Every breath is an anchor, drawing you back to the present moment, to the safety of your body. The Buddha said, "When the mind is calm, the breath is calm." This beautiful teaching reminds us of the deep, unbreakable connection between our mind and our breath. When we consciously focus on the rhythm of our breathing, we can calm the storm in our minds. The breath becomes a gentle anchor, stopping the cycle of overthinking and returning us to a place of stillness and silence. Think about it. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Our thoughts shape our reality. When we are constantly consumed by chaotic, uncontrollable thoughts, we lose our peace and clarity. But when we practice mindfulness and focus on our breath, we train our minds to be calm and focused, free from the grip of overthinking. It's like training a puppy. Your mind, like a curious puppy, is constantly running off, distracted by smells, sounds, and movements. Your breath is the place you gently, again and again, bring the puppy back to. You don't scold it for running away. You just patiently, with love, guide it back. With each return, the muscle of your awareness grows stronger. Gradually, the puppy learns to sit by your side for longer, calmer periods. In the same way, your mind will learn to stay in the present moment, anchored in the peace that is always available to us. With each mindful breath, you regain control over your attention, and you begin to experience the freedom of living life fully, here and now. Lesson 6. Trust in impermanence. Your struggles will pass. Nothing in life lasts forever, and that, fortunately, includes your struggles. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence, or anicca, reminds us that everything, absolutely everything, both good and bad, is always in a state of change. This is a fundamental law of the universe. This means that even your strongest fears, your deepest anxieties, and the overwhelming thoughts you may be experiencing right now are not permanent. They, too, will pass. The Buddha said, "All conditioned things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence." This profound wisdom teaches us that everything is in constant flux, and nothing is ever fixed or final. Overthinking often arises from a deep-seated fear that things will never change, that we are stuck in an endless cycle of worry, pain, or sadness. We cling to a problem, replaying it over and over, because we are afraid that if we let it go, it will stay with us forever. But when we truly accept and realize that everything, even our struggles, is temporary, we can let go of this fear and find peace in the knowledge that things will change. This is not a pessimistic view, but on the contrary, a deeply realistic and liberating one. When we are experiencing good times, understanding impermanence teaches us to appreciate them fully, without desperately clinging to them, but enjoying them while they last. When we are experiencing bad times, this understanding gives us unshakable hope, because we know this too shall pass. Imagine your life as the changing of the seasons. There can be a harsh and long winter when it seems that the cold and darkness will never end. In these moments, it's easy to believe that it will always be this way, but we know, deep down, that spring will inevitably come. Winter is always followed by spring, and then by summer. Your struggles are your winter. They are a season, not the permanent climate of your life. Trusting in impermanence is trusting in the natural rhythm of life. It allows us to relax and stop fighting the present moment, knowing that it will give way to the next. This understanding helps us release the burden of overthinking, because why endlessly analyze something that is, by its very nature, doomed to change? Now that you have learned these key teachings, it is time to act. Knowledge without practice is just information. Embrace the present moment, returning to your breath every time your mind begins to wander. Let go of the struggle with what you cannot control and focus on your circle of influence. Simplify your life, getting rid of mental and physical clutter. Observe your thoughts like clouds, without identifying with them. And remember that nothing lasts forever, not even your struggles. Trust in impermanence. Remember, your mind is a powerful tool, but it is also a garden. If you don't plant flowers of mindfulness, weeds of anxiety will grow on their own. With patience and daily practice, you can teach it to focus, to calm down, and to find true, unshakable peace. If this video has inspired you and given you hope, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this wisdom with others who might benefit from it. Let's continue our journey toward mindfulness and inner peace together. Be present, be peaceful, and may you find tranquility in every moment.